Senator, thanks so much for coming on today. And, yesterday we heard from Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, who proposed sending cash payments to Americans to help shore up the economy. You and several of your Democratic colleagues have also crafted a direct payment plan. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, we are going to see an economic catastrophe. People are already feeling it. Thousands of people in New Jersey alone are reaching out for unemployment insurance because there are massive layoffs going on. And so this is a crisis. We could see economic conditions not seen before in this country, even beyond the Great Recession back to the Depression. And we have to act proactively now, not reactively later. And so my team is leading with other senators an effort to get pretty significant cash payments out to families who are under a certain income level in this country. In other words, people, about 90% of Americans. And this would be really something to help stabilize our economy. It would have a multiplier effect because these are people who would actually use that money. And it's more significant than what this administration is calling for. A one-time $1,000 paycheck is a cash payment is not enough when we could be seeing this go on for many, many months. And people are facing new challenges with losing jobs, rent payments, college students coming home who also don't have any sources of income. So we're calling for 3 tranches, $2,000 payment, not just to an adult, but also for every child. So a family of 4, for example, with our first payment, second tranche, third tranche, could get upwards of $18,000 this year.
Yeah, and I would also mention college students who are coming home and maybe want to have a job, but I've heard of some who don't want to bring the virus back home, being out in the community as well. One of the startling statistics that we heard from the secretary, sources tell CNN that Mnuchin has actually warned Republican senators U.S. employment could hit 20% if no action is taken. President Trump called that worst case scenario, but he doesn't think it's going to happen. What do you think?
Well, that's why our plan is to put something in place now that would last for the entire year, so 3 more quarters, let's say, and would have triggers on it. If the economy restores, those other payments fall off. But the problem that we have with this president right now is now they're trying to play catch up, but they're still making that, not listening to the Wayne Gretzky situation where they're still skating to where the puck is, not to where it can be. Government often moves slow. We need to put things in motion now to deal with what's going to be a potential tremendous problem in the future. Our plan covers for that now by getting resources out there to all Americans to help weather this storm, no matter how bad it gets.
Do you have any Republicans on board? Because, Mitt Romney's actually, for instance, has proposed a one-time cash payout. Have you heard from any of your Republican colleagues who would like to join you with your plan?
As you know, I've been working across the aisle since I got here, so conversations are going on. I want to caution people who think that this is going to be a short-term fix with a $1,000 cash payment and then try to get the gears of government moving again should that not be enough. This is a time that we should be putting out about $2 trillion in support on everything from paid family leave, reforms to unemployment insurance, food support, but getting money into the hands of people who have car notes, rental payments, mortgage payments, who now have more challenges because of childcare. This is going to help to put a floor on our economy so that the people of our nation don't suffer through this. Now is the time to act, and act boldly, not with half measures that may not go far enough.
You're dealing with a lot of issues. I know a lot of senators are. You're hearing from constituents. They're calling you. What are they calling about? Because this really is a multifaceted kind of domino effect that we're seeing from this.
Well, I'm a former mayor who was on the front lines, and I have a lot of intimacy in knowing what my mayors are concerned with. And I'm calling hundreds and hundreds of phone calls a day into those people that are in the center of this storm. And they're facing all kinds of challenges, real fears about ventilator access and what's going to happen if we don't bend this curve and we have a spike in need. People who have real concerns about the unemployment rate in their communities, small businesses that have been around for generations now facing the crisis of potentially closing. Real challenges we have with people just concerned about those that are incarcerated in facilities and their health and well-being, or undocumented immigrants and their fears of ICE raids. This issue goes wide and far, especially people that are concerned about the immediate health and safety of their loved ones. So this is a time that all Americans have to see themselves as actors on this national crisis. All of us who have the capacity to help others, to serve others, even if it's just calling people people and checking in. America has been tested before, the Great Depression, World War II, even 9/11. And what makes me love my country so much is that in crisis, we tend to pull together and not pull apart. This is the time that all of us have to be of help and of service to the larger cause of our country.
Senator Booker, thank you so much for joining us from Washington. We appreciate it.